All right, happy America, boys. Trying this mic out. Hopefully, it works better this time. We will see. Uh, I want to do an America video. So, this is not anything related to plumbing, business. This is going to be straight up me talking shit. So, not worth a watch, most likely, right? But, like, I love the 4th of July. It's my favorite holiday. I go off, I get a bunch of fireworks. And, like, I became what I would call a patriot when I was 19 years old. Like, I had this just massive epiphany of how amazing my life was and how undeserved it was. And like I put it together that like, okay, I live better than, the King of England lived 75 years ago, 80 years ago at 19 as a high school dropout, fucking sitting in my apartment smoking weed, drinking and partying and, being a straight degen, boys. I was crazier than clown pussy back then. Um, But I had this realization that I quit plumbing for a little while and I was waiting tables and trying to be like a rock star and play music all the time. And like, I didn't want to do plumbing because it sucks. I mean, it doesn't, but it does, right? I was like 19 and I had my own apartment and I'm partying my ass off. Jeremy's there, one of my guys that works here. Uh, and I had like a little party at my house. Everybody kind of peeled out about like 1 o'clock. And I used to do these what we call midnight grill, where we'd like, cook steaks and shrimp and shit at like midnight or 1 in the morning after we partied, after I like kind of sent most people off. And so I had this great night, right? Like I got lucky with a lady, like a new chick. I had all my buddies over. We just had we all had a bunch. Went through a shitload of beer. And it hit me, man. I was like, after we just got done eating steaks and baked potatoes at like 3 in the morning, I was like, damn, boys. I was like, I'm a high school dropout, Like, I was like, y'all know what, my mom was a dope head and a stripper, you know what I mean? And like I had nobody help me. And I was like, I got a goddamn car. I got a phone. I got an apartment. I got a refrigerator full of stuff, beers and sodas. And I got a goddamn fireplace in my bedroom, a patio off of it, I got a climate controlled home, I was like, so if I wake up at 3, gotta take a shit, I walk into this bathroom, sit on that throne, it goes away. I don't have to deal with it. I'm gonna have a pile of shit in the morning and flies to deal with. Even if I drink too much, I can puke in that thing and it go away, not to deal with it in the morning, you know? And I was like, and even here, like I was like, we're sitting at my table. We got everything I sit on is cushioned. I'm always in the climate. I can go, if I want to drive 1,000 miles, with really, I don't have any money, but I can get across, I can get to New York City like that, dude, in my shit. And I was like, in like this quality of life, like there's no way that like almost anybody in human existence, even alive today, has the quality of life that I have. And it felt unearned, right? Like there's a part of me that kind of felt like, damn, I didn't earn this. You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here smoking weed and drinking and partying and like, sleeping with as many women as possible. And I was, like I said, straight degenerate. And I had this amazing lifestyle, and like quality of life. And it was unearned. But that's what led me to think like, like look into like, why are we so successful here in America? Why is it that someone like me can have such a great quality of life? Like people want, even back then, this is during the recession. This is 2008. And I think that's what kind of put me in that mind was like everybody's freaking out about the recession. Of course, I had no money and no stocks and shit, so I didn't, recession, smish, and I didn't give a shit. But like it hit me. That's part of what put it in my front of my brain was everybody's acting like the sky was falling, and like ever since that happened, I kind of realized that like man, I got more control over my life than you would think. I have it better, certainly have it better than like a king had it 100 years ago. And I have like a more cushy life and everything's made easy for me. And, the second thing is we do have a lot of freedoms here in America and people want to take that for granted. I know a lot of people get upset about fucking Sleepy Joe or, loudmouth Trump or whoever, I don't give a shit about any politicians. And as far as who I voted for the same guy you voted for, dude. I don't give a shit about politics. It don't matter to me. Like I can be good buddies with a redneck, Trump loving conservative here in Texas or a Brooklyn, New York communist. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter. Like we're cool. I need the, I stand on the same ground you stand on. I need the same shelter from the elements you need. I need the same sustenance from my food that you need. So I don't think there's left or right humans. So I don't really give a shit. And I just know, what I've seen, right? And so like I feel like both sides of the spectrum get bogged down on what they're capable of, right? The same way like motherfuckers look at the pyramids and think, oh, it had to be aliens and shit. And it had to be this crazy great technology. I'm like, man, don't y'all know about fucking mechanical advantage and leverage? You're underestimating your fellow man. You're underestimating what you could do. You give me enough people, I'll get the pyramids built. We'll move them fucking blocks, baby. I fucking do it. You can't underestimate what you're capable of. And so everybody thinks that there's all these external factors they have to worry about, which you do, right? You do. But the beautiful nature of like perseverance is you find a way to you overcome it, right? Like even back then when I was 19, I had a goddamn 2-bedroom apartment, and like I found a way to like through waiting tables and plumbing and doing side jobs and doing whatever it took, and to have a TV and Xbox and sound system and furniture and an apartment and a car and all the shit, and like steaks in the fridge. I've always had a way to do that, and it's always been through hard work, And now, like I think my company now is a real testament, Like I built this up in what I think is a really bad economy. With I think that like I know that my money went a lot further under Trump in like 2017 and 18, and I know that like 2021, 2022 were a motherfucker. Like everything got more expensive and it got way more tight. But I didn't like factor that in. Honestly, this is the first time in this video that I'm just spewing out of my head right now is the first time I even considered the fact that the economy was bad. Like for me to start my company up. It never crossed my mind that like, oh, hey, you can't start a company right now. You got fucking this Manchurian candidate with dementia up here fucking everything up. And who knows, man? That's the other thing too. It's like everybody gets so hung up on this politics shit. I have no idea who to believe. I believe fucking nothing I hear and half of what I see, right? Like, so I don't think, like, who knows? Like, I feel like shit worked good under Trump, but who fucking knows? I feel like shit was going bad under Biden, but who fucking knows, right? Like, I don't fucking know. Like, it's like, because who knows, like, if what we're doing now is going to pay off big in 10 years, or maybe, maybe it's going to be worse in 10 years. And like everybody always has predictions because like you can go and the motherfuckers have stats to back up either way, right? Like that's the thing I hate about politics is like, I think even if you get real good, honest politicians from the left and real good, honest politicians from the right to debate the same fact, right? The same subject, both sides can cite statistics that are true, right? Like both sides can say, hey, here's true facts that back up my claim. And it's like they can both do that because humans and fucking society and shit is a complicated thing. There's no fucking yes or no. You know what I mean? There's no right or wrong, really. It's hard to say. So, like, I think the ultimate thing we can do is our absolute best for, like, at what we're doing. Control what you can control. Like, if you got a wife and kids, like, fuck worrying about Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Let's just do the absolute best we can. Whenever issues pop up, let's knock them the fuck down. And I've been doing it for like since I started my company, and I haven't let anything get in my way. And when it does, I work it out. You know what I mean? Like just last week, I had 3 vehicles go down. Transmission, it cost me so much money. Transmission on one, fucking fuel pump, another bullshit, and tow off the highway on another, and some other bullshit on another one. But you can't just, you got to just deal with it. And that's what success is. And that's why America is what it is. You know what I mean? Because that's why at 19, I had such a great quality of life because all the people who just kept knocking out the problems that popped up before me. All the people who just said, nah, we can do this shit. And people are like, well, this is going to be a problem. All right, we'll figure it out. Fuck it. Keep plowing forward. And there's so many millions of motherfuckers that did that in America before me that my burnout, dumbass, degenerate ass was able to live an amazing quality of life, right? And so now, like, that I'm, older and wiser and have some money and have built a business, I think that a lot of that, almost all my success is due to America itself. You know what I mean? The gift that is America. Because, like, I couldn't do this shit in fucking Switzerland. There's no fucking way. Or, like, probably not even Australia. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be so... There's no way. Like, we're blessed. So, long America video. I feel like it was kind of political. Might piss some people off. We'll see. All right, bye, guys.